Rushing water has always been a part of life in St. Clair, just not this much.
This is not a flood zone, so we were not prepared for water.
No one was prepared. Alana Flugum has lived here for 12 years.
Typically the river is back there, right?
Yep, this is just a little runoff here, and you really can't even see the river. It goes behind these trees here.
Well, you see it now.
Yeah.
What was a riverfront is now a lakefront.
That's the level of the river right now.
Thankfully, the river level is dropping. City worker Deb McCollum's yardstick is the water level inside the storm sewer drain.
But these are our catch basins where all our storm sewer goes, our storm water, you know, from the rains and everything. And right now that's the level. When this goes down and it's empty, then hopefully we can start getting back on track here, and yeah, I'll be happy.
Most people already are.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that it didn't get up to the house.
But close enough for worries to rise faster than walls.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. A lot of people coming and sandbagging, a lot of commotion around here.
But those walls of worry are coming down. The St. Clair football team trained at the high school with a different set of weights on Sunday, weights measured in pride. Pride stacked on pallets and pallets removed in relief. But that same relief has yet to save the wastewater treatment plant just down the street. River water still invades, surrounding the berm, protecting the plant. That's why advisories still warn against using the water, flushing the toilet, until the river retreats and the water drops.
When this goes down and it's empty, then hopefully we can start getting back on track here, and yeah, I'll be happy.
On a day like this, even the sun knows to hide. This downright cold Minnesota weather attracting only the committed, crazy, and naive.
I don't really like the cold, quite honestly.
And to be honest, who really does? But for Seahawks fans, Monica and Scott from Seattle, what they don't like is no excuse to miss this game.
Did you buy the tickets kind of spur of the moment, or you?
We did on Monday.
Monday
We bought the tickets.
So as they picked up their bags and headed for the door, these two Seattleites inched closer to the reality of a Minnesota winter.
Sayonara, suckers!
A reality that Joey, Clayton, and Mason would not really consider cold.
For my legs, it feels like, I don't know, 50? 82 degrees.
Their secret is simple, a combination of hats, gloves, and tackling.
We tackle each other all the time. Yeah! Oh, hey, break up.
And as Joey and Mason beat up Clayton, our two friends from Seattle also received a punch, courtesy of Mother Nature.
Oh my God.
As it turns out, 3 degrees makes quite a first impression, leaving even the 12th man reaching for more.
I'm definitely putting lots of layers on tomorrow.
This is insane.
This is really cold.
In a precisely conducted symphony that is holiday air travel, strong winds blew all the wrong notes.
It's been a little ridiculous. The drive up here was psychotic. The wind was so bad, the weather and everything, and the roads in Northfield were just completely iced over.
What the forecast could not predict, the departure board spelled out in 7-letter words.
Yeah, a little bit.
And 4-letter bad word headaches.
Hopefully I make the connecting flight, but it's cutting it a little close right now.
For the entire day, MSP led the nation in delayed flights, both arriving and departing planes delayed by more than an hour. But that's a lot better than other travelers.
Oh, we got canceled. So we were supposed to leave at 2, and now we're leaving at 4:20, and we have to fly to Denver and then to Houston.
All because the winds forced airport operations to shut down all but one runway, the severe weather runway that's only used 1% of the time year-round. Long odds on a long holiday weekend for stranded passengers such as Mahdi Ali, whose flight to North Dakota was canceled.
I hate it. I'm tired. dirty. Need to take a shower ASAP.
And all on a busy travel day.
Life is life. Gotta just roll with it.
Where the weather plays its own tune.
Completely just changed the key.
Well, the weather is pretty spectacular today, and we have a lot of shoppers coming to Cub Foods. We are raising money for Special Olympics Minnesota.
Hi, good afternoon.
We kind of take over his parking lot a little bit with our squad cars and our fire truck. We talk to all his customers and raise money for Special Olympics.
Good afternoon.
I was wondering if I should have been wearing 2 catcher's mitts or something, I don't know. But it might have been taking more than one of us athletes to catch her, but...
Especially sitting on the edge.
As long as she don't fall, we're okay.
I won't fall, Hunter. We have athletes here today, we have volunteers. Come and get a sticker. When this first started in Kansas, officers from all over the world have raised over $500 million.
Hello, do you want a sticker?
When you meet an athlete, they're amazing. They're always so excited to see us.
So I would consider this my way of saying thank you too, you know, coming out and helping do this fundraiser that we're doing today.
And it just motivates us to get back out and help in the community itself.
It's a good way for kids to see, you know, and learn that people with developmental and intellectual disabilities like myself and my peers, you know, that we're all pretty much the same. We just do things differently, but we all have goals and dreams like everyone else, you know, just a different way of approaching them.
You guys are doing so good.
Go Vikings. Hopefully they win tomorrow.
One of the biggest things I get out of being in the Special Olympics is not only am I growing in the sports, but I'm also learning how to grow in the community and not being afraid to be an independent person living in the community.
Bye, guys.
Tom Thiss is a man on a mission.
I call it my moving meditation.
To find something interesting.
This morning we had a bald eagle, which sat up in that big cottonwood tree there and watched us.
A daily kayak on Lake Minnetonka provides a lot of entertainment.
If the water is rough and I'm up to it, I'm totally focused, and that's a wonderful feeling.
And important exercise.
Do you know how many days you were able to kayak last year?
I could tell you exactly, 249. When you think about that for Minnesota, that's 68% of a year.
That's pretty good.
Today is number 2,655, and he hopes to get to 3,000 in the next 2 years. And numbers tell a pretty interesting story about Tom.
And how old are you, Tom?
I'm 86.
Do you feel 86?
I don't know how to say it other than the fact that I don't feel 86 at all. I mean, I'm a little shocked to think that I'm 4 years away from being 90, 3.5 years. And I say 90, I can't say I'm middle-aged anymore.
Tom loves information.
The whole idea of self-improvement goes back, way back.
Which has kept him young.
I have kept a journal since 1983, daily.
And what do you write down each day?
67 books.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe it? And I find one of the nice things about journaling is that if you know you're going to write something that night about what happened that day, you pay more attention to things that you see during the day.
And when he got prostate cancer in 1991, he looked for ways beyond medicine to get better.
Kelsey, I would say, if I look back on my life decisions, yoga was probably one of the better choices I made. I bet a week doesn't go by that I don't say, thank you, yoga.
How long have you been doing yoga?
About 25 years. 25
years,
Yeah.
okay. So
Now
25 years ago, was that even popular?
Well, that's the point.
He would chart some of his medical information on a daily basis. A one-time aspiring doctor, he is somewhat data-driven, and that cancer has never come back.
Well, you have to have numbers if you're going to improve. I mean, how do you know if you're getting better, if you don't have a score.
But the numbers aren't the whole story to his fountain of youth. He spent his career teaching managers how to manage employees. And that's exactly how he's lived his life, with data and with an always open mind.
I'm able to get up close to that. Muskrats, beavers, and even the occasional mink. That's pretty rare. We have great blue herons here. Loons, of course, Minnesota state bird.
So Tom's mission to have good health is aided by exercise, but driven by personality.
What is the key to living a good, long life?
It's a good question, and I guess one thing I'd have to say is curiosity. Very important.
Like a summer storm.
Because it was so loud.
It came from the west.
It woke us up about 6 a.m.
South Dakota.
I heard him before I went last night.
It was just so high pitched.
The noise troubling even for a street, with the occasional jet casting a shadow. This shadow, much more menacing.
Meow.
That meow sounded more like an ow to this street.
The cat woke us up. We live right over there.
Neighbors realized the sound came from a cat somewhere inside this car parked here on Thursday.
Spent about 4 or 5 hours on Friday trying to coax the cat out with tuna, salmon, a box to climb into, with no success.
We couldn't find him. I tried to look for him in the window.
Neighbor Mike eventually found the cat near the engine after removing some plastic.
And I was able to reach my arm down far enough in to grab a hold of her tail and her foot, and then I got both feet, and then we pulled her out.
There was a lot of cheering going around when we got him out.
The cat was freed Saturday afternoon, but where did it come from?
So tell us your story. Where were you during that drive?
More helpful than the cat, a neighbor who said her aunt and uncle drove more than 200 miles from a farm in Brookings, South Dakota to leave their car here during a trip. They heard meows before beginning the drive, but the sound went away.
I brought them to the airport. They jokingly said, in case you hear a cat, don't be alarmed.
That's okay. Yes.
The cat will stay in Minnesota. Mike, the rescuer, is keeping her and working on a name.
We thought about Nissan, the car she came in, Dakota, where she came from, but she's pretty darn lucky, so lucky might be the one that sticks.
In the back room of a Minnesota quilt shop, an unassuming teenager,
I don't want to brag or anything,
is changing the world.
You're empowering these girls.
15-year-old Lexi Fresh isn't a big talker.
She's very modest.
Which is okay, because she's a big doer.
She saw those little girls and she wondered how she could get to them.
Like a lot of kids, Lexi has taken in some heavy images from the news and social media. She's seen kids her age struggling to survive. She was especially moved by these girls living in Kenya and Haiti, many forced into single motherhood in their early teens.
Look at this. Yeah. These are their children. I'll show you.
Yeah, they're like my age, I think. It's really sad.
It's a way of life Lexi will never understand. Still, when she looks at these girls, she says she sees herself wide-eyed, hopeful, in many ways cut from the same cloth.
I'm a 15-year-old Girl Scout from Minnesota, USA. You are receiving this dress because I care about you, and I hope to inspire you about Girl Scouts.
Wanting to connect with these kids a world away, Lexi, a lifelong Girl Scout member, launched a scout project called Dress for a Change. Her goal, sew and send 1,000 dresses to Kenya and Haiti and inspire girls there to join similar empowering organizations in their countries.
The badge sewn to your dress is an actual badge I earned back in the U.S. I really hope for you to join because you can make your life better and also make the world a better place.
In Kenya and Haiti, there is a version of Girl Scouts. It's called Girl Guides. They're also big on self-reliance and sustainability, which is why Lexi decided to take her project one step further. She's sending materials and instructions to the girls so they can make and sell their own dresses.
We're trying to help these girls up out of their poverty to grasp onto a better life.
Well, I think she's pretty amazing.
Karen Anderson is one of about 100 volunteers determined to help Lexi reach her goal.
I've asked questions along the way and where the money came from and how you got the idea and all this kind of stuff, and it just almost blows my mind that all of this that came together and the way it had to come together.
Because having an idea is one thing, but funding it is another. It's costing Lexi about $7,000 to buy the materials and send these dresses overseas. So how does a 15-year-old Girl Scout earn that much dough?
She spent 2 winters in the cold, 17 below zero, traveling to the corner of Minnesota by Iowa to find cookie booths because the cookie booths in the Twin Cities are so competitive.
4,000 Girl Scout cookie sales and several fundraisers later, Lexi earned enough money to make and send 1,072 dresses to her Scout sisters in Kenya and Haiti, which is nothing compared to what she got in return.
Dear Lexi, we are the Light of Hope Girl Scout members from Naivasha, Kenya, and we were so excited listening from you. Thank you for the beautiful dresses you sewed for us. We loved them. You have inspired us in a positive way. We feel that you are a part of us.
Not one to accept kudos or credit, Lexi is still trying to take everything in. A simple ruffle dress, now a world away, creating a powerful ripple effect. All of it started by one unassuming teenager.
I'm just I don't know why people help me out so much. I was just a 15-year-old making these dresses, and I thought people are just not going to be interested in it, but they were, and they wanted to help out, and I was like...
It's been 2 years now of very personal sacrifices and hundreds of hours of hard work, and you can feel it. Lexi is ready to exhale. At the end of our interview, we ask her if she's emotionally drained. She is literally out of words, which is okay, because what she's done speaks for itself. Amy Hockert, Fox 9. It's an unusually quiet Sunday for Lisa Newman.
Ow.
Her 3 kids with friends and family so she can rest.
Bone and joint pain, so I get really stiff. I have trouble walking a little bit sometimes.
It's hard raising 3 kids as a single mom and working full time. If only that was all Lisa had to worry about.
Sam looked at me and said, I'm cleaning the house of all the really big bad cancer monsters so they can't hurt you anymore. And that makes me feel guilty because he's only 4. And he doesn't understand.
Lisa is battling Hodgkin's lymphoma for the 3rd time in 6 years.
I'm okay, I guess.
By now, she's pretty good at downplaying her needs. She doesn't want to be a burden, so when people offer to help, she usually says no. Thankfully, some refuse to listen.
All right, you guys ready? This is what we call winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Ginny Loudon is a personal chef and mom of 5.
My kids are looking for me. They know where to come.
For the last few months, Ginny and her friends have been cooking for Lisa. They knew she was going through chemo and wanted to take a few meals off her plate.
We try to do 5 to 7 dinners. We do a breakfast, a dessert, and sometimes side dishes depending on what's on the menu.
It's pretty impressive, a smooth system of prepping and packing dozens of meals in just a few short hours. But there's a reason they make it look so easy. They've been doing it not just for Lisa and not just for the last few months, but for other families for the last several years.
We started out with one family a month and have picked up little odd, ones here and there, like, oh, we hear somebody needs 2 meals and make a couple extra.
Ginny and her friends Debbie and Nikki started these weekend cook-a-thons in 2014 when their friends, the Thurbers, were balancing 6 kids and cancer.
And one of their children was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. She was 10 years old. And we were looking at each other like, well, what we can do to help? We want to help, but like, what do we have to give? And I was like, I know how to cook.
And so it began. With generous community donations of money and food, the 3 started cooking meals for the Thurbers. And before they knew it, their good deed turned into a nonprofit. They called it Food with Love.
Our friends needed our help, and it just worked. And we realized that it really was helping them.
Now, once a month, that home-cooked food made with love
We did Jimmy Dean egg and muffins this time.
is hand-delivered to those who need it most, but are reluctant to ask.
Like she said, I would like to do this for you. This is the day we're cooking. Does that work for you?
Well, I have 5 kids. What would be the hardest part for me? And since I cook all the time, if I couldn't cook for my kids, I don't know what I would do.
A generous gesture of empathy, not just sympathy. The difference between offering help and helping.
I just thank you. Like, I can't say thank you enough.
I'm gonna hug you. Don't do that. No crying.
Oh, I'm so glad that this helps. It does. Like, I can't even tell you how much, like, not having to worry about it is just, it's the little things really make the biggest difference.
Because life's most difficult challenges are a little easier to swallow when your stomach and your heart are full.
Thank you doesn't seem like enough, but it's plenty.
Amy Hockert, Fox 9.